Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm God, this is 7 Mortal Sins. We got an update. Let's jump on in to it, starting with the login bonuses. Alright, so we got scrolls and some good stuff in here. And just a reminder, you can kind of cheese the login bonus a little bit. If you log in after the update but before reset, you can get an extra day. On the login bonus, you can get an extra summon ticket from the bestseller, and you can get an extra freebie off of the banner. So Time House is still here. We got the Bride Leviathan upgrade program. Spoiler alert, this is pretty much what the update's about this time around. We got the event Dead or Love. So I actually kind of like this. You can get a ton of stamina. Well, a ton, I say. It's just more than we're used to getting. You can get a good amount of stamina from this. Basically 400 stamina a day just by playing the game. Seems pretty good. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and jump into the event, because they did something a little interesting that I'm kind of a fan of. So look how many bonus casts we have. 5 characters. So that's quite good. I like that. Better than like the 1 or 2 or 3 that we usually get. I would like it if every character that made an appearance in the story and every version of that character were a bonus character, just to kind of give people a little more room to work with. You know, not everyone's gonna have all of these characters. So it's pretty easy event. The die stages is where you start getting the farm. You're actually going to want to farm die 5 if you're looking to farm this event. Die 6 is kind of like the last event. I think it was with Panagia that we had, where you have to trade your event currency for a different event currency to do this stage. And this is pretty much all you get out of it. They took stuff out of the shop, out of the event shop, and put it in an event stage, and this is kind of where you get that stuff now. Personally, I wouldn't say this is doing more than once just for the initial clear. Because all this stuff is random drops, like the soul essences, the trainers. It's all going to be random. Like, there's no guarantee to get anything if it's like the last one we have. I haven't finished it yet, so I can't tell you for sure, but I'm assuming all this stuff is just going to be random drop. And that's going to be these swords up here that you can get from the event shop, which we'll go take a look at real quick. So that's the Dead or Love event. Let me just show you where those swords are real quick if you're looking for them. Yeah, right here. And I'm actually not sure where you get the rings. Interesting. Oh, it's random. Okay, well, I'll get to that in a minute. But we have some good stuff in the shop. You know, we have the fragments, as always. I feel like they're pretty much a staple now. We got a selector box, so you can pick one of these 3 casts. This is probably the most expensive thing in the shop. I haven't done the math on it yet, but this is probably going to take a lot of stamina to get. So yeah, you can also get some soul mirrors, which is good. You can get the bun rays for Michael and all of the levies. As well as the Inherit Gem Selector. This is probably the highest value item in the shop. EX Evolution Shards, I wish they would just make this a whole bat, because the shards are kind of nonsense to deal with. Like, you can literally just go take a Grimoire of Rider and dissolve that and get a whole bat. Then you got 2-star books if you're working on any super evolutions, Sword of Judgments for the event, which you have to get by getting this ring. I'm gonna have to figure out where to get that. I'm not really sure where to get these rings here. And then if you pay 50 rings, you have a random selection of blood packs. Like I went, ooh, and saw this LR Pact of Cruelty, like that would be super cool to get, but it's a 1% drop rate. That's pretty low. Probably not really worth going for unless you literally have nothing else. And then some trainers and Bride Levy's Karma item. And then they kind of mashed it in with the banner trade stuff. So that's the shop. Seems pretty standard for shops nowadays. But let's go ahead and jump into the gacha. Pretty simple one. It's literally just OG Levy and Bride Levy. If you don't know what OG Levy does, I have a guide on her. You can go check that out. She hasn't really changed a whole lot since that video came out. She's still one of the best support / sub DPS characters for both PvP, PvE, and Guild Raid. Very, very strong. That is at max investment. But this character, Bride Leviathan, is absolutely cracked. Like, oh my god. So I'm gonna go over her kit for you guys real quick. But she does a lot and she slaps while she's doing it. So Pure Bride, when battle starts, she's immune to Confuse and Charm, and keep in mind this is at plus 15. She opens a shield that is worth 100% of her HP. So she essentially starts the battle with double health. Okay, so Lithium, when taking damage, including damage to her shield, there's a 75% fixed chance to remove the Caster's stackable debuffs. So she has the ability to cleanse herself of any debuffs, which is quite good. Onesama Daisuke, if there is one Lucifer in the party, can be any Lucifer, as long as it's not a helper. Increases her attack by 35% and speed by 20%. Lasts the entire battle. Unremovable. This is insane. Like, you see her base speed? That is very high. And buffing that up by 20% is very good. She also has respectable base attack, which gets buffed by 35%. Literally just slap any Lucifer into your team, and she's gonna hit like a truck. Like, I mean, Lucy's already a good character. Now you have another character that really synergizes super well with her. Basically, perfect companions right there. Alright, so her ult, Lover's First Bite, deals 300% attack as damage. A little bit on the lower side as far as damage goes, but it does a lot. It removes all allies' special move seal, which is something that would block them from using their ult. After the action, grants all allies Bridal Bouquet. If the caster has already stacked Bridal Bouquet up to 5 times, increases the 3 allies with the highest attack by 70%. And Bridal Bouquet is a stackable attack buff, 6% up to 5 times, unremovable. That's good. That's good. CT of 2, very easy. You can pair her with someone like Dixie and make this a 0 CT skill while also increasing Levy's speed by another 20% for, I think it's for 1 turn. But she can just immediately ult if you wanted to. But I would say you probably don't want to do that because you want to stack up this Bridal Bouquet first. Alright, so Bouquet Toss, 330% attack as damage, inflicts Iris. And removes all allies Confuse and grants all allies Bridal Bouquet. So this is super, super good. You can see how fast she is. She's already immune to Confuse herself. She has the ability to cleanse your entire team's Confuse. She is a counter to Panagia. You put Bridal Leviathan on your team and make her your fastest character. She'll wipe the Confuse off your whole team, and you're good to go. Get to keep playing the game. So Iris lasts for 2 turns. When taking damage, there is a 50% fixed chance to remove the caster's gash effect, 50% chance to remove the caster's stackable buffs, and a 60% chance to inflict charm on the caster. So Iris is a debuff that goes on your opponents. So anytime an opponent is hit that has the Iris debuff, can be by anybody, there is a chance to trigger one of these debuffs. So it is a multi-layered debuff on a percent chance. And you already know what Charm does. Bridal Bouquet was already explained otherwhere in her kit. Stackable attack buff is unremovable and lasts the entire battle. Alright, so her S1, 270% attack as damage, and 25% max HP of enemies as extra damage. Not just the damage, but that is bonus damage, and 25% is quite a good number. Does not trigger on elites, still takes into account their defense. After the action, grants all allies Bridal Bouquet, which again is that stackable attack buff that is unremovable and lasts the entire battle. So all damage will not exceed 10 times the caster's current attack. So that's fine. So I have some theorycraft going with this character, right? So she has decent base attack. She has really good base speed. She has the ability to essentially double her health pool. If you give her as much speed and HP as you can possibly get on her, I'm talking like 4-piece Nightshade, 2-piece Endearment with a speed slot 2, HP percent slots 4 and 6, and then like as much HP and speed as you can get on your Soul Mirrors. She is going to be incredibly fast. She is going to be incredibly difficult to take down. Like any HP that she has, like let's say you can get her to, I don't know, like 40,000 HP. Doesn't seem too hard. She's going to double that. So she essentially has an 80,000 HP pool to deal with, right? But then you might be concerned about her damage. Well, don't be, because she's increasing her own attack by 35% right here just by having a Lucy in your party. She's increasing attack right here and right here. She might be able to increase her own attack with this one as well. But she is essentially, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. She's increasing her own attack by 50% minimum, like counting in all her buffs. So Bridal Bouquet is what, like a 30, that's going to be 30% attack buff right there. 6% 5 times, 30% attack from there, 30%, 35% from there. So that's a 65% attack boost, which like is pretty much the attack boost you would have gotten if you had gone like attack percent on slots 4 and 6 and maybe on like a couple of her mirrors. So she is going to boost her own attack, so she'll still hit really hard. And then on top of that, she's doing all damage. By that I mean damage based off of enemies' max HP. So she's just gonna shred things with her skill 1. And if you look, this hits 2 enemies at plus 15. She is just gonna be slapping everything, buffing up your whole team, their attack by like 30%. and then just being completely obnoxious, removing like Confuse, being tanky, being fast. She is a very, very strong character. And if you have the resources to summon and you're not saving for anybody else, I don't see why you wouldn't pull on this banner. But for me personally, I'm broke, so I'm forced to skip. And with that, I'm gonna skip up on out of here. See you in the next video. Peace.